And now I cry for a different reason. You know, I wasn't gonna do this. Ugh. We're gonna break this up, okay?
No, this is a beautiful moment. Let's stay right here. I'm good. You know,
Hi, and welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. I'm Renee Hayslett, and today we are talking Father's Day with one of my favorite people, the Kirk Franklin.
Yep, don't know if I'm your favorite, one of your favorite people, because you would have had something established for me to sit comfortably. We know there's a height challenge that I exist in, and these little fancy new modern couches, you know, they take away your masculinity.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about being here, but I'm going to hurry and get this done so I can go and sit on a regular couch, the way regular people sit. First question. Let's go. Let's go. Wrap this up. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go. The strike is over. I've got things to do. Let's go.
Hello, me too. I got to study. Thank you, Lord.
What's up, Queen?
So silly. How you doing, sir?
You're doing good, Queen.
Good. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I like to start every episode with a song or a quote. And the song that comes to mind with you sitting on my couch is a song that has gotten me through so much, and that is Hold Me Now.
Wow.
Yes. And we're going to talk about that in this episode. I need you to know what you have done with just your voice, your lyrics, your music. But
not my voice, literally, ladies and gentlemen.
I like when you do the talking, singing thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. I just want
it works. Only you can do that. My favorite.
I'm finding that out.
But for those of you who don't know, Kirk is a songwriter, producer, choir director, gospel singer, best known for leading urban, contemporary gospel, and Christian R&B ensembles such as The Family, God's Property, One Nation, Crew, among others.
Straight
you have
off
won
Google. Continue.
19 Grammy Awards?
Well, I've only won about 2 or 3. What happens is the other ones, I go to the Grammys, and when people go to the bathroom, I grab their Grammys, and I got a homeboy that's still locked down in jail, and he can take like a nameplate, and he put my name on the front. So I just wanted to be honest.
So the other 17 were actually somebody else's.
Yeah. So just go ahead, but please continue.
Yes, and you are one of the inaugural inductees of the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
That's huge.
No, I'm grateful for that.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. So I want to tell the viewers the first time that I was introduced to you. And this was in the 90s. I had to be probably 10, 11-ish when I was first introduced to you. And I shared this with your wife. I said, Kirk doesn't understand that when he came on the scene, I was raised Methodist. Methodist, no shade to any Methodist.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But it's not the most.
You just didn't clap. You didn't clap.
We did not do
right.
You
didn't clap.
We didn't clap. But we did transition where we actually sang some of your songs in my church, because I think they realized we got to switch some things up. We can't just keep singing hymnals all day.
Right. Now, was it AMC?
I was United Methodist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you were more of the white side.
Catholic, almost Catholic, because we would recite a lot during service.
Okay.
And you helped me find my own relationship with God, because I always felt like this can't be it. You know, it didn't excite me. There was nothing where I was like, I really just want to be on fire for God, until you came along, and it was relatable. And I was like, okay, I can talk to God how I talk. I don't have to.
Wow.
I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and Jesus Christ. I didn't have to do, that, thank you. Seriously. And then 2019, I met you the first time. And I'm not sure if you remember this, but it was the grand opening of Tyler Perry Studios, the new studio, and we had the gospel brunch that Sunday after the grand opening.
Yes.
And there was lines going everywhere for food.
Yes.
And you had a plate of shrimp and grits. And I said, where'd you get them shrimp and grits? And you was like, over there, but the line is long. Here, take mine.
Wow.
Yes, and I was like, no. He was like, take it, girl. If somebody give you their food, take it.
Wow.
And I took it, and I was like, wow, that's a nice person. Yeah, so that was my first interaction with you in real life, and then
Did you eat?
I did. I told them up. They were good.
Okay.
I'm sorry you didn't get any.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. First that and now the couch. So I
Yes.
mean, we're just kind of moving in the same direction.
Yeah. It's a.
Yeah. First question. Let's go. Let's wrap this up. Let's go. Come on.
My gosh. Oh my goodness.
But it's all about this. This is the mood. It's so arrogant. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Wrap this up. But on a more serious note, I opened up about when I was a teenager, I had suicidal thoughts. And I would sit in my floor of my bedroom and play Hold Me Now over and over and over again. And it was as if God literally was like holding me.
Wow.
And to this day, I'm trying not to cry. Ooh, dang, we can see how we went from this to this quick, because how real it is. To this day, when I hear that song, I cry. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Marquise and I actually do Car Chronicles where we sing, and we play that song, and you would be, like, if you went to my page and looked at the comments, everybody loved, they're like, oh my God, that is my song. And they went back and started playing. I'm sure your ratings and your spins went up after that. But,
Wow.
but no, seriously, you definitely helped me through a really tough time, and now I cry for a different reason. You know, we're gonna break this up, okay?
No, this is a beautiful moment. Let's stay right here. I'm good. You know, I can tell you that I have always lived in this dichotomy of I knew I loved God, but I had a hard time believing that He loved me. So now that people are kind of more exposed to the backstory of who I am and my experiences with my father, I got you.
Thank you.
I'm closer to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I have lived with this space that a lot of things that have been written have not always been what I feel, but what I imagine. So it hasn't always been this confident truth that I've always worked from. So when even when I think about that song, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's another one. That's another one that I was screaming out for help for, and people didn't even realize that I was screaming out for help. I was wondering, can you hold me now? It's because you're right. That's a very abnormal conversation for someone to have in a gospel song.
Yes.
But that's been the space that I've lived in, always wanting, always searching for what I did not have in the physical world that I lived in. And so I was trying to always ask God, you know, it's because when you talk about anxiety and depression, I've lived in that space my whole life. And it is very humbling to know that a song that for me was just a moment of, was speaking to a little girl somewhere that I didn't even know. And so I think that's the big, beautiful, chaotic, painful journey of life.
It is, yeah.
It's the dichotomy. It's the duality of reality.
It
right?
is,
and so I'm extremely humbled and extremely grateful to know that what wasn't mine became yours.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This year, you dropped a documentary about find out that your biological father was still alive. I watched it and I wept like uncontrollably. And when you posted it on your Instagram, I typed in the comments, I just want you to know that all the mess and everything that you felt you were going through ended up helping so many people, and it was so much beauty in that. And I want to talk about just when I watched it, I was just like, oh my goodness, like how is this? We look at you as like you're like everybody's uncle, everybody's brother, and people don't even know you, like you're that figure to them. How have you been able to navigate that? like even still, like, because you're on tour now, it's almost like your life just had to keep going. But how are you taking time to really deal with it?
Sometimes I don't know if you ever really do. You know, I think if we were honest, I think every human in some capacity is always running from something.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think that the biggest problem with American Christianity is we want American Christianity to be wrapped in these perfect bows, that it's got to look pretty. It's because the imagery that we portray is a lot of times the stained glass windows,
Yes,
and people in their Sunday best and talking, hey, brother, God bless you, sister.
Right.
Hallelujah. You know, TBN, and, just, everything is so perfect.
Yeah.
And life is messy.
It is.
Life is messy. Life is dirty. Life can get ugly. And you wonder, where's a God in the midst of all that chaos? And what I don't know doesn't cancel out what I do know, but I'm still not afraid to acknowledge there's a lot I don't know.
Yeah.
So I may be running forever, because some people's like, well, no, there's got to be a blessing. No.
Right. No.
Now Scripture has a myriad of people. I remember in one of Paul's writings, and he's just making a list of all of these people that lived by faith, but never lived to see the promise happen.
Ooh.
So that's a reality. Look at Moses. Moses was used to part the Red Sea, but didn't make it into Canaan.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
It's like my nigga. It's like, he didn't make it in.
Right.
So that's the reality of what we live in, and so I am learning though to be okay with that.
Wow.
I'm learning to be okay that there will be some crosses I got to carry. There'll be some limps that I'll have, and from those places have come, for others, some of the most beautifully painful songs that I see reach people.
Yeah.
Like an Imagine Me. I wasn't on the beach sipping a Mai Tai with flip flops on. I'm going to write Imagine Me.
Right.
It's like, it's like, life is ugly. Got a song, want to hear it? Here you go. Yeah. So yeah.
During those times, and I know this is still fresh for you, did you ever question God? God, why did it take so long to find this out?
I question God all the time. I was questioning God before that.
Really?
I question God all the time. When you see a family on their way to church and you hear the whole family died in a car wreck, or you meet sweet people that die of cancer, and then you see fools out here living a life, and they live until they 70 and 80 still being fools. I mean, I question God all the time, and God welcomes the conversation.
He does.
Because the questions, at least we're talking. At least we're talking.
Yeah.
And he welcomes the conversation. And I once again, I think that so much deconstruction of religious dogma that we've been programmed to believe has to happen for people to have a clear understanding that for most people of color, this fear of what we can't do and can't say to God is really birthed in a colonized version of what Christianity was introduced to a displaced people to control them. And so all of that has to be deconstructed so it's because what we've got to understand so clearly is that Western Christianity and the teachings of Jesus Christ are not synonymous. They are not the same. Who Jesus is and what we a lot of times teach in Western Christianity is dogma and ideology that has nothing to do with the pure heart of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wow. I remember just recently, while you were on this tour, a man was outside the venue.
Oh, no, not this tour.
What tour was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Somebody
just resurrected it. Somebody just resurrected it.
Okay, I thought that was happening in real time. Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't be able to talk to nobody like that now. It's like, man, this pandemic, I don't know you.
Right. But you literally took time to meet with this man after, and he ridiculed you just for how you dance and your lyrics. I'm like, people we do have to deconstruct because everybody's gotten so literal almost, where they're taking it and thinking that they're God. And
And then also, it is an extension of the heart of a Pharisee, right? That what I don't understand, I dismiss. And so it is in the process of being able to engage with people to get an understanding of why they maneuver and how they maneuver, and to not demonize or to try to put scripture to things that may not be my cup of tea.
Yes.
Kirk just may not be your cup of tea.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Sometimes I'm not my cup of tea. Some days I get on my nerves. Right? I mean, have you ever had days where you be like,
girl, get it together. Yes.
so if you have that with you, why would you not understand that everybody's not going to process and connect with you in certain ways and still give them grace for God to keep doing the work in them?
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
Yeah.
Now that you know who your father is, how are you integrating that into your life? Like, how is that getting to? Have you guys spent any time together?
Yeah. But you know, it is still the weirdest thing for me. And he's a great guy. Great
Seemed
guy.
like a really, really nice
He's
guy.
a great guy. I just because you've been introduced to love, it doesn't mean you know how to process it when you see it.
Oof.
You know, it's
That's good.
yeah, it's not automatic. And I think once again, we've watched so much TV. We've watched so many movies. We've read so many romance novels that we want happy endings to everything quickly.
Yeah, that's been me, like in every relationship, and I'm just like, and one guy told me, he's like, Crystal, it's not a fairy tale. Get that out of your head.
But I'm the same way. Though.
Really? Okay.
I romanticize everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm the same way. Yeah. You know, often, because my biological mother passed when I was 2.
I didn't
so you
know that.
always, so I feel like a part of me always wonders, like, what parts of me are like her? You know, and now that you know your dad, do you see any, like, oh, that's where I get that from? Or, oh, now things are starting to make a little more sense about.
You know, I have not had to spend a whole lot of time. We've been able to have moments, and yeah, there are things, but there are things that I know that probably for the both of us still need to grow.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, because he's headstrong.
Is he?
He's ambitious. He's no.
Like you.
He is. I'm very much him.
Yes.
I'm very much him. You know, and so, but you know, he's a good man. He's a good man. He is. He's somebody that I could definitely look up to. Well, we're the same height, but you know what I mean. You know, but yeah, I think that more than anything, it's just me. It's just the trauma, and then you also got to remember something very important. There was a man in my life that I believed to be my father. Well, no, not in my life. There was a man that I knew of.
Yes.
That I believed to be my father all of my life. And I hated this man all of my life because he wasn't my father. You just, and I need to try to make this really clear. I did not hate him because I did not want him to be my father. I hated him because I wanted him to be my father.
Yes.
So that's a different type of energy.
It is, yes.
And so now that I have been introduced to my biological father, it doesn't mean that I go, oh, okay, la 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 la. It's like I have over half a century of hate and anger that I've lived with that now has to be reprogrammed and once again deconstructed because of what I believed him to be.
Yeah.
And so now I'm left with a lot of pieces that I'm having to maneuver through.
Yeah.
And it takes time, and I'm not going to rush so that people can have another Hallmark movie. I'm not going to do that.
Do not.
I'm not going to do that. That doesn't benefit anybody involved. I'm going to take my time to do what it is I need to do in the process. I'm 53 years old. I wasn't looking for no daddy.
Right, at this age, right.
At 53, he gonna pick me up from school.
What are you gonna do?
What we gonna do?
Right.
Yeah. So you know, I've got to maneuver, and then once again, you know, I have to divorce my heart from what I thought was.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know, this man went to his grave, knowing that I hated him. He went to his grave. So you know, that hurts too. He didn't deserve it. Yeah, so there's a lot there, you know, and the tour has been wonderful because I've been able to, you know, get away. Now that the tour is ending, I can be honest, I do feel anxiety.
Because you're not going to have to sit in it for a minute.
I know I got to go home.
Yeah. Oh.
And I know I got to maneuver. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. So tell me a little bit more about the relationship that you had with did you even have a relationship with the man that you thought was your father?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm adopted. I was adopted when I was 4 by a 64-year-old woman named Gertrude. Gertrude was a widow. She was born in 1908.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Had a 4th grade education. And she recycled cans and newspapers to pay for my piano lessons. And matter of fact, Gertrude died before she ever heard any of my music recorded. She had never heard any music recorded. So in marginalized communities, it is not uncommon for kids to be raised by people, but still there may be some visual engagement, maybe once, twice, 2, 3 times a year with their biological parents.
Yes.
It's very dysfunctional, but it's real. Well, because a lot of times outside of our communities, a child that's adopted is in a system, and you know, a type of adoption agency where they don't know their biologicals and they get adopted. Now they still have a pain of knowing they're adopted, but at least they're introduced to a family and that takes them in. A lot of times in our community, you can be adopted and still know your biologicals. So it's a scar that never heals. It's a scar that stays open because every time that biological leaves to go with a boyfriend or go wherever, you want to know why you're not good enough to go with them.
Yes.
And so that's what I've lived with my whole life. So when I was 6 years old, I was introduced to the man that at this point I thought was my biological father. His father died, picked me up and took me to the funeral. I believe he probably wouldn't have even done that, but the funeral was at a church in that neighborhood that I was living in with Gertrude. I met him then. I didn't see him again until I was 13.
Wow.
I didn't see him again until after my first album came out. And then he started trying to show up at concerts, which pissed me off. So we sure we're gonna have a relationship now, my guy.
Yes.
No relation. And so that's kind of how that would start to be. And so after that, I would even hate him more. So it was not a man that tried to pursue me at any point, try to show up for anything. It wasn't until after. And by this time, I'm 23 years old, 25 years old, and that just didn't work for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's really the context of
him. Okay. Yeah. So with your father, now we know this is your biological father, and you say he's a good man.
He's a good man.
Was there any point after meeting him that little Kirk was like, "Dang, I missed out"?
I can be candid with you that there was, and there is a part of me that was very angry at God. It's because I give you it to you in this capsulized space. So God in His sovereign plan, because we believe in the sovereignty of God, right? We believe all things, work together. We believe everything good, bad, and ugly. Either God creates it or God allows it. That's the sovereignty plan. That's the doctrine of sovereignty, right? So God in His sovereign plan allowed my biological father to be 10 minutes away from me my entire life, and I didn't know him. In that space, I developed some bad habits. Became very promiscuous, girls, trying to find the love in girls that I didn't have in my mama. It's because my mama wasn't there either. And so those habits, as you now become a Christian, now those habits are sins.
Ooh, yeah.
You feel where I'm going?
I do, yes.
So God in His sovereignty allowed this absence of my father. I developed bad habits, and then as I got older, they now become sins. So God allowed absence that created now something that He hates.
Ooh.
I war with that.
My God.
I war with that.
Wow.
I do. I war with that.
I can imagine, because as a young boy, you're just looking to fill a void.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. And I was never the kind of dude that was like, yo, man, I got this girl, like girls were never a chess match for me. You know what I mean? It was never trophies. It was always, that absence of mama. You know what I'm saying? But, when you're young and, you have, sexual urges and desires like a human would. It is how you interpret and how you try to maneuver and what you think love is. And then, you realize that it's very a shallow approach to love, but it's what you know.
Yes.
And so for God and his sovereign plan to allow that space, because again, in the hood, there's no after school programs and no daycares. And what do kids do in the hood?
Yeah.
You play the little game, hide and go get it.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying?
You done got it.
You done got it. He done got it with my camera. He done got it. He sure got it. He got it. Again and again.
And again.
So you just develop bad things that were allowed in a space of God's sovereignly making this emptiness.
Yes.
And so I struggle. I struggle. And I don't need Christians trying to give me a theological answer. Let me struggle.
Yes.
I struggle. David struggled.
Yes.
Job struggled. We struggle. Paul says, I see through a glass darkly now. I don't understand everything now.
Yeah.
Let us struggle. It's like, I don't know what that is about Christians. We think that we always got to have the answer and the solution to everything. Sometimes the greatest thing, like one of the things that pisses me off more than anything is that when somebody's child dies and a Christian saying, well, God needed another angel. My neck, boy, I just think that is the most offensive thing.
It is, and insensitive.
Yeah, just shut up, bro.
Yes, don't say anything.
Just shut up. And these are the things that I want people to understand, that we do not offend. If God is our Father, I have kids. Ain't nothing my kids can ever say to me that's going to ever stop me from being I mean, we've seen some of my life live out publicly. I'm still a daddy.
Yeah.
I'm still there. So.
Yeah, love that. Let's tap on that real quick. Everybody saw the viral video of you going.
What viral video? I don't.
Of you going in on your son. You don't remember that?
No. Is it something new you're going to reveal? I don't.
Watch the video, I'm joking. But I remember watching it and I was like, I think most of the Black community was like, that ain't nothing. Like nobody, the overly Christian people like, oh, you shouldn't do that and that's not Christian-like and he shouldn't do that. But I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just a normal talking to, But as I thought about it and just thinking of our culture, and how we have began to normalize, like, oh, that's fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how my mama talked to me, you know what I'm saying? And we turned that all right, But exactly, it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it right, and that did not make me right. That was a moment that I was very disappointed in, and I have to own that. I can't allow for any situation to allow me to get to that space. And I can be honest and say that often, like, that ain't the first time I went off on somebody like that. I have that Napoleon,
Me too.
thing, and I want all the smoke. And if you cross me wrong, it's like and that's one of my weaknesses. That's one of my struggles, and it's still my strength. If I see somebody, being treated wrong, I like to jump in and take up for them. And every word ain't gonna be, I pray for you, brother. It's gonna be, and I struggle. That's it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right. But I'm not gonna act in front of people that I've got it all together. So I want to acknowledge that it was something I did wrong, and it was, and my son was 33 at the time, 32, 33. So again, I'm also talking to somebody who put themselves in position of a man. And we were happy because his audio was on there too.
It was, yes.
It
was
like,
you had, I mean,
it
you wasn't like, I'm gonna pray for you, son. That's how you want to
and
talk.
his response was like, why are you talking to me like that? It wasn't that. His response was like, what? You what? So it was two men, but again, somebody got to be the bigger person, and I wasn't.
Wow.
And I hate that too, man. But because, and the reason why I also hated it, is because I knew the state of my son, and that should have allowed me to be more gracious.
I feel like that in itself is a message to parents.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I knew the state of my son,
Yeah.
but I just, it just caught me on because I hadn't talked to when he recorded me. I hadn't talked to Carrie on. Like, that was the second time I talked to Carrie on in 2.5 years. Wow. And it was and those conversations were back to back, like one weekend and next weekend, and they were both bad. Because the audio that y'all heard, they were 2 separate conversations.
Wow.
So he recorded me twice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you feel betrayed?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I felt very much betrayed. But again, it doesn't justify what I did. And again, I knew the state of my son. And, let me also say this also, man. My son is a beautiful, I love him.
Yeah.
He's my firstborn. I love him. He's so handsome. He's so, talented. Oh man, this kid has so much talent. And well, this grown man.
Yeah.
Because
He's
he's 35
still your
now.
kid,
Yeah, he's 35 now, and I love him, and I still believe in him. And we've got a lot of work that we have to do, but it's a lot of work that I'm committed to do.
Good. I love that.
Oh man, he's my son. He is my son. He's my firstborn. And me and this boy have been tight.
Yeah.
Tight. Like he was my road dog. When my career first took off, I remember being and he was like 5. I remember being at a high school signing autographs. My first album, I'm signing autographs, and we looked down, and this little Negro signing autographs. So he was. He was my guy.
Yeah.
But he is my guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been all over the world with me.
That's amazing.
He's been all over the world with me.
Wow.
That's my guy.
I saw on your documentary you had a conversation with him and told him that you had found your father and you all had a very warm embrace. What did that moment feel like for you? Because I know that's when I lost it all. Like I was crying the whole episode, but then that's when I was like, because it felt like we were there through it with you guys.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't seen him in over 10 years. Wow. I hadn't seen him in over 10 years when that happened. So when I saw him, for that doc, it had been over a decade. And so just to get a chance to embrace him, to hold him, it was beautiful for me. It was beautiful for me because I hadn't been able to just touch him.
Yeah.
And, he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot. He's been through a lot, and I want more of that, And I'm very proud of the fact that the hard, deep work I see him doing, and I believe someday, when Carry On is ready, he's going to be able to help a lot of young men.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, his story is going to be, oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. He's special.
Yeah.
He's special.
I love that. With everything that you've gone through, you have had your beautiful wife, Tammy. Shout out, Tammy. I love you, sis. You have had her by your side. And oftentimes we see Kirk, and you are the one that we see. You're the household name, but we don't think about how it's affecting everyone around you. And I saw she was in a state of shock as well when you found out that you got the DNA results back, and you were on the phone. You're like, say that again. Like, she's lied. My mom has lied to me my whole life. How has it affected Tammy? Because sometimes, I don't know if you're like me, I'm the type of person where I need to be by myself.
That's the problem. That's it right there. And and I don't know if that's a creative thing, if that's a thing of creatives. I don't know what that is. But I think that's what I have to manage more than anything. The natural instinct to be alone.
Yeah.
And first of all, shout out to Tammy Franklin. Tammy Franklin is a beautiful soul. She's an incredible woman.
Yes.
She's an amazing woman, and it takes a lot to be married to someone who has lived with so much of a traumatic, because my experiences have not only been traumatic as far as natural family, my experience have been traumatic when it comes to religion. When it comes to religion, because think about it, man, I've been And we noticed I've been dogged my career even by the kind of music I do with the church.
Yeah.
You know, I've been kicked out of churches. I've been kicked out of Bible colleges. You know, and so it just takes a very special woman to be able to experience all of that. And yeah, this is a season where I find isolation and being alone, even something more that I gravitate to.
Wow.
And I have to fight to try to be intentional, to be reminded, and especially now that my kids are gone.
Yes.
It's because my kids was interesting for me, and again, because I didn't have family. See, Tammy comes from a big family.
Yeah.
So what was natural for her was very unnatural for me.
Yeah.
And so having kids gave me something to make up for all the hurt I didn't have not having a daddy.
Yes.
I put it all in them. I put it all in them. Sometimes even to the fault, I can be honest and say, and I've never said this on anything before, and I even say, and I'll be transparent here to say, is that even to a fault that a lot of times I realize now that we're empty nesting, I probably invested even more into them.
Right.
Than I even sometimes did her, because with her, the natural man to do thing is always the red bottoms, the car, the house, the purses. You know, you're always doing the things that you think are the things,
and that's not the thing.
And they're not the things. You know, and so I am guilty of that. Wow. I am extremely guilty of that. You know, it's not intentional.
Yeah.
It's just what you end up doing because you're so busy trying to make it, and then when you come from poverty, you know, you think that these things are the things that matter, but also it was a lot for me. A lot of the attention was, these kids cannot feel what I felt. Oof. They cannot feel what I felt. And not having a blueprint for being a daddy, I overdid the daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, it's like I would come in from the studio, you know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and sit up in the chair so I wouldn't fall asleep so I could take him to school in the morning. You know, because like they cannot feel it. They cannot feel it. And so that's what drove me.
Yeah. But in all that, you feel like you was neglecting Tammy as well.
That would be for her to say if it was neglecting. You know, it's
because she may not feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but whatever she may feel, I look back and go, you know, man, I did not learn. And then it's also the thing is that, you know, some things are taught, some things are caught. And I did not have a lot around me to be able to teach me some of the husband stuff. Now, my spiritual father, I've spent a lot of time with him trying to learn how to be a husband, trying to learn how to be a godly man. Tony Evans, Tony Evans.
Yes, I saw you on his documentary. I knew that's who you're talking about. Love
he's my
him.
hero. He's my hero. He's my hero.
He's incredible.
And so, you know, I know that I've still got a lot to learn. You know, and I think that this empty nesting thing has shooketh me.
Because you have nothing to, you're like, wait, I got to sit in this for real, look in the mirror.
Baby. And see, what people also don't realize, Tammy and I got married with kids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We've never lived by ourselves.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had carry
So both of y'all are kind of like.
Not her as much. Me, because again, I come to the table with these family deficiencies.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got married on a Saturday and went on a play that Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And I've been gone ever since.
Yeah. No,
and
we
had 2 kids already.
Wow.
And then we got pregnant less than a year in our marriage. So, you know, we just, you know, it just kept it. And so the kids became, and when you travel as much as I do, you do have the fear of the kids missing out. You know, it's almost like as a man, the natural button is to think of the kids.
Yep.
I don't know what that is. You just naturally worry, okay, well, I don't want these kids to miss me at their play. I don't want them to miss me, you know.
Yes.
It's because I think that the life of the children and all that they're involved in becomes the priority for both parents at times. Because, you know, I was very blessed to be able to have a position where Tammy didn't have to go to work, you know, so she, you know, and I enjoyed watching her pour into these kids. So, you know, that was our nucleus.
Yes.
So now that we don't have those things, I found and again, not her.
Yes.
Me, it's like my babies are gone. I don't have anything to nurture. And so I'm trying to find my way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof. I can't imagine what that's like, and it's crazy because as adults we start to look back and we're like you said, I never wanted them to feel what I felt.
Never want them to feel
Never.
what I felt.
But that little boy and that little girl never leaves us.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And again, that ain't got nothing to do with your spouse. You know, like I said, Tammy's Superwoman. She is, man. Tammy's a superhero.
Yeah.
She's a super. Tammy's one of the most kindest. And again, Tammy's got great, parents. She, mom and daddy, big old house. Nigga, I came from sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I pawned Gertrude's wedding ring when I was 20 because I was so hungry and had no food. I pawned her wedding ring and the lawnmower. So that's how bad things were for me, So, you're just trying to figure it out.
Do you feel like you live, because you've made it, but do you feel like you ever catch yourself living in a scarcity mindset? Remembering being homeless and having to pawn Gertrude's ring and lawnmower?
Always. And there's never a mindset for me that I made it. Like, I don't feel like I made it.
Are you kidding me?
Girl, are you kidding? Because see, here's what you got to understand also. I'm also part of a musical genre that is a niche genre. Like I'm not doing mainstream music. Like I don't do mainstream. Now, I can't deny and say that the Lord has been extremely kind in my career, but you got to understand, I'm part of a genre that behind closed doors, I'm always dealing with issues. Like I am, man, okay, here it is. I am part of a genre that behind closed doors, I'm always knocking and begging.
Wow.
Because people on the bigger platforms, major corporations and companies, they don't believe in gospel music. They don't see the marketing value in gospel. So you're always having to prove to them that it can work. There's never been a time in my career that a red carpet has been laid out.
Wow.
It's feast of famine over here. My entire career. Baby girl, you better ask, man. You better ask. Out of all the tours that I've done in my life, and I've been touring for the last 25 years, I've only done 2 tours in my life that were profitable.
What?
It was the Hopeville tour right after September 11th with Dinorah, Kirk, and Yolanda Adams. It was profitable. And the Maverick tour.
Wow.
Those are the only tours that I personally was financially blessed to make money and come on money. Only 2 tours. Yeah, because everything else you're having to really invest in it yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. In gospel music, that's why you don't really see people running to do gospel music. But it ain't like it's a flow of funds and flow of opportunities. No, gospel music is feast of famine.
Yeah.
So when you have a conversation about made it, we're so busy knocking on doors, we don't even know what that means. We're so busy banging on doors. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Oh yeah. Always, my entire career.
Wow. You just never know because people I look at you, I'm like, oh, he's made it.
Man.
He's been doing this since I can remember.
Man, ask next time you call Tammy, ask Tammy.
Right.
Tammy tell you, man, all of the headaches and the tears and the discouragement. Oh man, the no's.
Wow.
Because think about it, man. It's 2023. Talking about Jesus is like selling Amway, selling Avon, knocking on people's doors, trying to get people to believe in something they don't even use anymore. That'll preach.
Right here. Yes. Preach. Trying to get them to believe in something
that they don't even use anymore.
They don't even use it. Ooh! Don't let that go over your head. My God. My God. Why haven't you given up? You talk about this industry does not support. It's like you're constantly knocking on the door asking for help, but you haven't given up yet.
First of all, I'm too ambitious. I'm too ambitious. Let me tell you, I'm ambitious. I can't sit down. It's like I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm a new artist. Every record I approach as a new artist, I'm too, and I think some of that is that abandonment.
Ooh.
I am fueled by my trouble.
Wow.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Because I could be fueled doing some other things. You know,
Yeah,
I'm fueled by my trauma. I'm too ambitious. I'm too hungry. I tell, like I had a couple of younger producers come into my studio, and they saw, the little, whatever the stuff is that you be winning, whatever. And one of them said, he said, OG, what's the secret? First of all, there's Linda called me OG. I was like,
you're like, wait a minute. That's like people call me auntie. I'm like, y'all stop it.
watch it, yeah.
Yeah.
Calm that down.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said to him, I said, well, I think I know what you're asking me, and so I'll give you the answer. I said, but I said, but it's not gonna be sexy. Man, it's not gonna be sexy. I said, the answer is, I am too insecure for you to forget me. I can't afford for you to forget me. So I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that you don't forget me. Because I can't afford to be forgotten. Wow. Not in an arrogant state.
Yeah.
Just the fact of, man, they can't forgive me. It's like I can't afford to be forgotten again. I know what it's like to be forgotten.
Jeez. Kirk.
So, yeah.
Wow. Kirk, with everything that you've been through, we are really big on mental health here in the KIPS community. You have had a therapist for over 20 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know.
Even before therapy was popular, because
And I
we
should be
just
getting a
got
discount by now, Dr. Acho. I need a discount. I done brought so many people to you. He tells me all the time, he's Nigerian. He's like, oh, your documentary's got people calling me all over the place. I said, man, can you
cut me some slack here?
That's my man. I love him.
That's amazing. I love that you got into it before it was even popular. What made you say, I need therapy?
Because I was broken.
Wow.
I was broken. And I'm wired naturally to seek help. That's who I am naturally. Like, I get on people's nerves. I'm the type of person, if there's a bump on my pinky toe, I'm at the doctor the next day.
What is that? That's good though.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Because that night I'm like, they're gonna take my pinky toe, And it's like the doctor comes in, it's a bunion. And I'm like, Lord, what's the bunion? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that type of person. I'm always wanting help.
Wow.
I always want help. I'm not afraid for help.
That's good.
Yeah. And that could be that deficiency.
I think, I was thinking that, yeah. But that's good you're not afraid to ask for it.
At all.
Because a lot of people would be oblivious, or some people don't even know they need it.
No, I'm a black man that prays and sees a therapist.
That's amazing. Because even I know people personally, they're like, I don't need therapy, I have Jesus. And I'm like.
And it sounds so dumb.
Say it again.
That sounds so dumb. I don't need therapy, I have Jesus. Dumb. I have cancer, but I'm not going to get chemo because I have Jesus.
Right. Come on. Literally. Because I know they would go get that chemo. Yeah. But they don't need therapy.
I'm not going to take a shower because I have Jesus. Yeah. I'm hungry.
I knew you had another one.
I'm hungry, but he's the bread of life. Yeah.
I have Jesus.
I have Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So good. So you talk about you constantly questioning God. You go through this phase where you question God a lot throughout your life. But not realizing that everything that you've done has allowed people not to. Through your career, through your songs. Like for me personally, like you gave me reason, like I can move, I can go on. I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. Even those moments where I don't feel like it, or God, why is this happening? You've given everybody hope. Do you ever go through situations or question yourself behind closed doors? Like, I know that I doubt and question God, but I'm telling these people, you can do it. You can do it.
And is that hypocritical?
Yeah.
One of the greatest illustrations of this level of honesty to me is the Apostle Paul.
I love him.
The Apostle Paul is this individual that God uses to write 90% of the New Testament. So he is the architect of the New Testament church. And his letters to the churches, they set the trajectory of us understanding the ideal construct of grace, moving people from law and legalism, and yet in all of his writings and teachings and blueprints for us to be able to now be able to have personal access to God the Father through his resurrected Son, Jesus Christ. He says in Romans something that is the template for the discussion we're having. He says to the Romans, he says, but everything that I'm writing to you guys, I admit I have not obtained it. For the things that I want to do are the things I don't do. The good that I desire to do, the things I don't do. And the things that I don't want to do are the things I end up doing.
Yes.
Oh, wretch man that I am, who will free me from this body of death?
You just did. That was the intro of one of your songs.
Yeah.
On the Maverick City album, yes.
I've done it many times. I've done it many times. I've talked about it. Yeah. It's because I think that is the, see, the paradox of Christianity is I am a mess and a miracle at the same time.
Yes. Me too.
That is the paradox of
all
Christianity.
Are, yes.
I am a mess and a miracle at the same time. And so that is why I am so irritated with the perfect bow wrapped on the package of what it looks like to be like Jesus.
Yes.
Because the template and the book that we use in this canon of scripture that gives us the outline of how we desire to live are written by murderers, liars, adulterers, killers, cheaters, bad parents, thieves and polygamists, and all of these things that we call them our heroes, but they were messes and miracles at the same time. But we don't give that level of patience and grace to each other while we quote them. I don't understand it. It is the most, and that's why I believe you see one of the greatest exoduses out of Christianity that we have seen in the 21st century. We have so many people leaving Christianity because people can't take that no more.
They can't.
It's because, see, when you go to the club, you know what you're getting. When you go to the whoop, 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 you know what you're getting. When you smoke this, you know, well, you hope you know what you're getting. Yeah, when you drink this, you know, it's like there's no ambiguity.
Yes.
To the things outside of these religious dogmatic structures. You know, I'm saying to you that as a Christian that is married, that is a father, that stands in front of people, there are things about me that are not yet like Jesus. And there's a lot about me. I am, one of my mentors said, he gave me a quote. Well, he said something to me that I made a quote, and it's on one of my phones, a screensaver. He said, Kirk, you are a man, a sinner, a saint, and a star. And then he said, the odds are against you. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's real talk. Yes. Now, I don't see myself as a star. That's what he said, you know. But I understand the context. He was talking about just a public figure.
Yes,
you know what
absolutely.
I mean? Yeah. So, but then he concluded by saying, but if God be for you. So, you know, but the thing is, every day I am a man, a sinner, a saint, and a public figure or whatever, and I live in those realities every day. Yes. The things that I would do good are the things I don't always do, and the things I don't do are the things I shouldn't do are the things I do. Yeah. Oh, wretch man that I am. So, yeah.
I'm just blown away right now. Seriously, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me in your beautiful home, and congratulations to all of your great success. And yeah, it just makes me proud. Even from a distance, I'm just proud. You know, I mean, there are others that know you in more intimate, closer ways, but just, you know, on the outside, it's like, this is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
This is so dope. I'm so proud of you. And you're so consistent with everybody you meet. Everybody you meet, you're the same.
You are too, though. I feel like every time I've met you in different moments, you've been from meeting you at the studio, seeing you on the red carpets, meeting you backstage at Maverick City concert, to now, like, you are the same person, and you are unforgettable. Like, literally, like, when you say, I'm too insecure to be forgotten, like, every moment, I was like, man, it was amazing, and it always sticks with me. So I just want you to know that you are unforgettable, like, seriously. And I hope that you can just come to an understanding that you are enough and that you can let that insecurity go, because you really are a light. You are a star. Like, in our eyes, you really are. And I want you to know that and walk in that confidently.
But I want you to know, if I don't, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because my weakness, God uses for other strength.
Yeah, I'm a witness.
So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I really am. And I know that sounds like it's trying to be otherworldly or super surreal. I'm really coming to a place. You know, what's cool about getting older is you get to the places where you really don't care.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's wonderful.
It is.
It's wonderful. I'm okay because I understand how the limps lead to other people's race.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
that is so good. At the close of our show, we do what is called positive outcomes, where our listeners write into us and we give them advice.
Okay.
You down?
I'm down.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get it.
This one says, "Hi, Crystal. I'm 50 years old, and for the past 18 years, I've been in a relationship with a married man. I know that is not okay."
How many years?
18 years.
She's been really?
Yeah, with a married man. Yeah. And I know this is not okay to be with a married man, but I'm 50, and I'm more afraid that I will never meet someone, and I don't want to be alone. I have a 16-year-old daughter. We have a 16-year-old daughter together, and she does not know that her father has a whole other family. I have gotten to the point where I can no longer keep lying to my daughter and want to tell her the truth, but her father does not want her to know. I don't want her to find out from another source down the line, but I don't want her to judge me either. What should I do?
For the sake of the child, I think. How old is her daughter?
16. Yeah. So she's probably starting to have questions. Well, she knows. It seems like she knows her father. She just doesn't know that she has another family.
Gotcha. Okay, so she knows that this guy's her dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does not know that her father has a whole other family.
Gotcha. But she knows of him. Does he spend time with her?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of unknowns here.
Yeah. I would recommend that her and her daughter find a beautiful therapist. Because whatever the outcome is of the woman and the relationship, it doesn't change the fact that the daughter's here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The daughter's alive and here. So, you know, it's really now about the daughter and the well-being of the daughter. You know, the unfortunate events of how the child got here doesn't take away from the fact that the child is here.
Right.
And so now it's all about what the best interest is for the child. I would find a therapist who can be able to make sure that the young lady is the least damaged.
Yes.
Because it's going to be damaged. You know, she's a casualty of this experience. But I would really try to find a therapist. It's because the two of them have a child together now.
Yeah.
So, you know, their experience is now secondary to that baby.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there's going to be repercussions, there's going to be fallout, there's going to be all of those realities. But I would recommend them to be able to get to a loving professional, not a deacon at the church.
Hello.
Who do counseling in between?
A real professional.
Yeah, a real professional. Somebody's got a couple of pieces of paper behind their name.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm not saying that makes them perfect, but there is a discipline that comes from the rigorous process of getting to that place.
Right.
So that's what I would humbly advise.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a professional, but I know that children matter.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. And I can speak, because I'm sure you know families that, like, grandparents. I know a lot of people my age have grandparents who granddad may have stepped out and had a whole nother child on the other side of town, and you don't find out about it until you're grown. It's like, oh, I got a brother that's 20 what?
Yeah.
You know,
find out until at the funeral.
Right. Yes. Everything starts. Everything comes out of the funeral.
Yeah.
But the child is the one that has to suffer not
the most,
knowing that, like,
Yeah.
their friend that in high school was actually their brother or their sister, you know.
And they were dating.
That part, yeah. Oh, that's the worst when you find like, wait a minute, we're related. And ain't nobody told me. So yes, I would definitely be honest with her.
Child
Honesty,
comes first.
Yes.
The child comes first.
For sure. Great advice. Okay, so the next thing we do is what I'm going through and what I'm growing through.
That's cute. That's cute.
What I'm going through, what I'm growing through.
That's cute.
For me in this season, I am going through, and it's been like this. I'm such a control freak. I tell everybody this. I like to know the variables. I don't like anything unknown. I like to control it, you know? You do? Yes. And for me, it is trusting God. And even with this strike that just we just finished the strike and we're going back to work. But even in that, I was tested so much.
I know you were.
Oh my goodness.
I know your light bill was tested.
It sure was.
I know your car note was tested. Are you kidding me? Please.
Listen, the mortgage, everything.
Listen.
I was like,
come on, let's keep it a buck.
Yes.
Okay, sitting around when you doing what we do, it's like, I'm going to have the next 3 years saved up.
Right. For when a strike happens.
Not when you're an entrepreneur, because a lot of what we do, we eat what we kill.
We do. So true.
Yeah.
But in this time, it's like really taught me that God has it, because literally, I was praying to God and I said, God, it was so funny because I was filming last week. I was filming the podcast and I went downstairs to get me an energy drink. And it was the last day of filming, and literally the Holy Spirit hit me. I hit that last step down there and I said, ooh. And literally said the strike is gonna be over.
Wow.
And I went to Tyler's premiere and everybody's like, oh yeah, the strike gonna be over. I give it like tomorrow. I said, nah, today. No, she said January. I said, nah, today. And literally within 2 hours, phone started going off. She was like, you said it! Wow. I was like, no. I was like, I felt it. Like the Spirit really hit me, because I have been, Lord, come on now. I need you to move swiftly on this thing. I'm like, Dinorah, when we got all these brand partnerships that she gets for me. I'm like, so when that money coming? I'm like, I did this a month ago. It's 30 days. Net 30. Come on.
Listen, man. Like I tell you, I have struggled with these tours. I told Tammy because Tammy wanted a new house, and we were blessed to get a new house. And
congratulations.
And I always make a joke to everybody around me. I'm like, all right, y'all gonna see me at one of these little clubs. I'm gonna be stripping. I'm gonna be at one of these little gospel. I'm gonna be stripping gospel music. I'm gonna be stripping gospel music.
You think that this gospel music has gone too far? You think we got it too far?
But
you ain't seen nothing.
But guess what my stripper name is?
What?
Guess my stripper name is? You ready for my stripper name? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
My stripper name is Little Cheeks. Welcome to the stage. LC. Little Cheeks.
LC. You play too.
That's a good laugh. That was an ain't laugh. That's that ain't laugh when you laugh and be saying the word when you laugh.
Right, Little Cheeks. You play too much.
Saints, it never happened. You don't have to worry. It never happened.
Don't worry.
But if times got hard, I'm going to take care of him, because the Bible says a man that don't take care of his family is worse than an infidel. So I will be somewhere.
Right.
Little Cheeks.
Little Cheeks.
Tammy got to eat.
Oh,
Tammy got to eat. Tammy got to eat. Tammy got to eat.
That's right.
Them kids got to eat. Little Cheeks.
I love it. All right. Is there anything that you're going through and growing through in this season of your life?
That is so funny how she just tried to move past that to get. I love that. Let me drink real quick. Hold on. Oh my God.
I'm gonna sip mine.
Oh man. Anything I'm going through or growing through, I think, has been up for public display over the last 6 months. Yeah. And it is it is a real mountain that I'm having to climb, and it's what I'm going through, and it is yet to be seen what the growing looks like.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Yes, I love that you're
Okay
okay
with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay because again, this is not a movie. This is not a movie. This is not a Christian TBN movie where everybody got to be on the other side shouting and dancing. This is real life.
Yes.
And in real life, Christians die, Christians are murdered, Christians are hopeless, Christians get hungry. There are Christians in China right now that are having church underground because they'll be killed and sentenced to prison.
Yes. Yes.
That's real life. That ain't pretty. That ain't a bow.
It's not. It's not.
It's not a bow. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Love that. I love that. And we end the show with keep it blank, sweetie. So how would you feel in the blank?
Keep it blank, sweetie. I would say keep it close.
I like that.
Keep it close. Keep him close. Keep your heart close.
Yes.
Keep your experiences close. Keep your friends close. Keep yourself close.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard to top. Okay. I would say, we touch on so many good things. For this one, I think I would say, keep it real, sweetie.
Keep it real.
Keep it real, yeah.
That's what I did today.
You did, honey. You kept it all the way 1,000 with the people, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Honored to be here.
No, the honor is all mine, seriously.
And it's your boy Kirk, a.k.a. LC.
Little cheese.
Wrap it up.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. If you want to write into our Positive Outcomes listener letter, you can write into keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com, and that's Sweetie with an IE. You can follow Kips on all platforms at Keep It Positive, Sweetie, and you can follow me on all platforms at Love Crystal Renee, and that's LUV. Kirk, tell the people they can find you. Let us know what you have going on so we can support, because we want to get behind you.
Literally. Well, you want to get behind me. What's up, y'all, man? Thank y'all for supporting the new album, Father's Day, the documentary, Father's Day. Thank you for coming to the tour. Very, very grateful. Keep me in your prayers as life is lifing, but God is good. And so you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me Facebook. Follow me on MySpace, Black Planet.
I remember those.
Oh, those are not active no more.
No, I think MySpace might still be, or is it all the way gone?
Well, I'm still on the page. I'm sorry.
You might be the only one.
Maybe that's why I ain't got a lot of followers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh man, this is good.
Thank
This
you.
is so good. We did it. Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for giving Kirk the time to be with us today. We know it's going to bless so many people. God, I do not take this platform lightly. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to spread light and positivity. Bless everyone in this room and hear their prayers, oh God. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.